G'day, how you going? Ian Appelos here, your acrylic guru. Welcome to my video today. I've been putting together a bit of a drawing here, so I'm going to bring you over and show you that and explain it to you. But before we do, I want to get the sizes on the screen there in centimetres and inches. And we'll also get the colours going up the screen there as well. So you've got something to follow by if you want to use the same colours. Now remember, with a tutorial, you can mix it up a bit and change it, change the arrangement and the layouts here and there. It doesn't have to be exactly what we teach here, but it gives you an indication of what you can get up to, alright? So come on over here and let's have a look at what I've been scribbling down so you get a gist of what I'm going to do today. And you would have seen the opening credit picture there, so it looks quite nice. Come on. So here's my canvas, and I'm going to go a little bit under halfway for the horizon line. There's a little scribble I've done. So I'm going to do water, sun rising up, and some coloured clouds to suit the colour temperament of this picture, and some reflections in the water, and a bit of a bent old jetty as well. Now see this jetty, if you're drawing a jetty, wherever you stop it, to get it in the right perspective of your picture, just make sure this line and that line continue, and where they cross, that should be meeting your horizon line, okay? That way it'll be in perspective with your painting, not too high or too into it. Okay, down on my palette I have some cadmium yellow. Now this is a soft body paint. It's like that white craft paint, but it's yellow. And I need this with the retarder to condition that canvas panel I got up there. Now that's an MDF board that I've made. I've cut out to that size and primed up with white gesso. Okay, let's get this board painted. Now these are a little bit larger than the normal canvas panels I've made. These are probably about 1.5 inches longer. I'm going to just do the sky half first, so as I don't get into trouble, because I'll actually bugger it. I'll just do the whole thing, but I'll be mindful of where I'm going. So we've virtually got that primed up with the cadmium yellow soft body paint and the retarder. Not too bad. Okay, I've cleaned that brush, and now I want to get the red gold with just a little bit of retarder, not as much as that yellow. But if you don't have a red gold, you can use an orange, or you can make this colour up. Depends how you want to go with it. Now I'm going to do this painting in an even way for a beginner to grasp. Okay, so I'll get the horizon line just a bit across here. I've got the brush on its edge, putting it on. Now I'm going to start turning it this way. Okay, just so as I can get a band in the middle. Okay, and I want to start massaging that up into the yellow there, like so. And then down into the yellow there, like so. Now don't worry if it gets, like, see how it's coming like this, like an oval shape? Don't worry if that's happening. This painting I'm making up out of my head, and that's probably going to add character to it. Now we've done that. I want to grab a blending brush, which I want to blend the edges nice and soft. Just so as the transitioning into that yellow is a lot more softer. And do wipe your brush as you're blending. I'm stamping it on up and down, up and down. Now this MDF board blends a lot different to a canvas panel. I can see a lot of broken up pieces through the paint, so I'm just persevering with that. Okay, I've cleaned that brush again. Now I'm picking up some raw umber, and I want to get some darker values in here, mainly on the edge and the top. So I'm going to stamp this along the top first, because this is quite dark, this paint here. So I want to stamp this across the top, come down a bit. I'll stop there just for a moment, picking up my blending brush again, and I want to blend that into that yellow. It's going to create this sort of caramel flavour to the palette, to the canvas. See, I can use the blending brush to manoeuvre that paint around. Okay. And then we're going to put the sunrise in here as well. And obviously I want to do the same to the bottom area as well. Okay, I've done the same to the bottom. Now I want to, where the horizon line roughly is, I want to get some of this on there. I'm just going to dampen my brush a bit. Get some of this raw umber. No, is it raw? Yeah, it's raw umber, this one. So get your horizon line area put on, and then I can blend that into that orange band there. Just like that. I'm really pushing it in there. Now that raw umber, I've got some white and greyed it down a bit with my fan brush. And wherever, we're going to put some of this, I will probably put maybe there. So I might put something over here. I'm finding the top shape of my cloud, I'm going to come off the painting actually. Come in the middle there. And we're going to blend that cloud right down in the distance there and blend it. And wipe your brush as you blend. I'm kind of putting a bottom on it, not too much of a severe bottom. And then I've just picked up some white, titanium white now, and I want to create a second value within that cloud, just so it's not one flat colour there. And we want to blend that into that darker colour we just put in there. And this is going to change it up a bit, give it that cloudy kind of artistic look you want in your painting there. There we go. Now before everything dries on there, I'm just picking up some titanium white onto my round pouncer here. Okay, and I want a sun. I'm going to have some of my, where did I put my picture? There's a bit off centre, so somewhere about here. Twist it a bit, see what you've got going on there. Now, it's going to be covered in the landmass here, so I'm just worried about from about 8 o'clock around to 4 o'clock area, and I want to get that. I'm just using the pouncer, twisting it and turning it, kind of blending the rays out. Someone asked me, can I do a sunrise? I've done paintings labelled as a sunset this, sunset that, but I suppose you can just reverse the name, and instead of it being a sunrise, you can call it a sunset, or a sun, instead of it being a sunset, it can be a sunrise. Okay. Now I've just totally twist blended that with the pouncer. I want to get the main, there we go, the main round bit there. And I'll probably grab a smaller blending brush now, just to lightly soften that edge there, okay, into that yellow and orangey mixed up sky there. I want to just try while I've got it as well. I might just put a little horizon cloud there, just see what we get. Just something different there, because that's going to be opened up, that part. Alright, I can probably dry this now. Okay, grabbing my stick, getting the horizon line just roughly where we want it, so it'll be reasonably straight. Now I'm having my horizon line finishing about here on my landmass, so I'm getting that in. There's a straight line. I've got something to go by, okay? Now with my sun, like the way I've done it on my drawing here, I want the bushes in a low spot so the sun will be peeking up behind there, okay? So I've got my burnt umber, and where did I go? I'm probably going to come out. I'll do the top half first, and I'm using a small filbert, and I'm just creating trees out here, some kind of landmass, and I want to sort of come up so we can get this. I'll do it around here so you'll know what I mean. I want to come in between me sun. This is kind of like an artistic shaped painting, really, this one. And have some air in between your bumps and lumps of your horizon line here. Don't have it too solid. And then we'll gradually get the areas near the sun a lot more lighter. So now, just pulling some of this to the side, we can grab some titanium white, and I want to virtually make 3 values of this. There's one there. You can see the difference between there. And then grab some more white, and then down here making another lighter value again. So where the sun is, we want to get this just dabbed in there. Come a bit past the point where you want it to be. Okay, so we're going like that. Air in your trees. I'm going to call it air in your trees. So we pretty much got that there, okay? I've gone a bit past where I want it to go. Now we can just wipe that brush on a paper towel or something. Pick up the other value that you mixed. And come from here. Let's come up. And then you want to dribble into that, sort of scrumble it together, okay? Just like that. So we're getting 3 different values there from the sunlight. Alright, and then we'll continue the rest of the colour. Okay, so this is going to probably come off here. And then we dribble that into that tone there, just so it's not a solid transition of the 2 colours. And then I'm using the filbert brush to create this landmass on the horizon line. Then I'm taking my time this way, then we can pull down the, well actually no, this ain't gonna, it's not a lake, it sort of won't have a reflection like a beautiful sunny day lake, so we don't need that. I'll show you. So that's dribbling back into that tone now. Just like that. And the same over here. And if you want, you can just pick up some of the white onto that brush without cleaning it, and maybe very lightly hit the tops and give some highlights radiating out, keeping those umbrella shapes very lightly, and if anything they're cascading inwards, convexing in, and just lightly dribble that into the brown here to break up the brown. How's that looking in the monitor? That's not too bad. It's pretty much what I wanted to achieve with this colour layout. Oh, not too bright in. Around there it can be a lot brighter. Okay, I've just cleaned that same filbert brush, and before I finish here, I'm looking at the sun and I want to just stab on where I feel it's lost the intensity of that white glare. Because whether you know it or not, I'm pretty sure you all do, but the sun is white, it's not yellow, but I'm putting that on in that round area, so I've got my intensity back. And then I'm just going to simply wipe the brush on a paper towel, and then using this brush I can just soften that edge there up, bleed it out into oblivion there. Okay, in an artistic way. See what's happening? Just so we've got that bright white glare happening again. That's what I'm achieving, wanted to achieve in this. Now I've dampened a flat brush and I've just contaminated it with the leftover of that red gold / orange, and I've picked up some of this white with it. And I want to pick up my stick, get it reasonably level, because I want to get the colours under here on there. I'm rubbing that, keeping it straight, picking up some more. This is just the bottom there of that land mass where the water's hitting. I'm going to come down a little bit, pick up some more, because this area of the water, I could bring that out there as well, just to distinguish the water to the horizon line. I don't want it too sharp there, I want it blurry so it takes your focus off that area of the painting. And I'm using this colour because it's the same values as what's in the painting. I don't want to go and pick up a blue or a green and start painting a blue or a green water. This is just putting those shadow values within the painting. Okay, so that's the only reason why I'm doing this, and when I pull away you'll see what I mean. I'm going to cover that up a bit, there we go. And we'll also get the reflections in there of the sun. Now see what that's done, it's just giving it that value in the water there. Play around with that. So we finished just putting that colour onto the water there. I've cleaned the same brush and I want to chisel on some titanium white, just so as out here we can get our crisp shimmering onto the water. Now out here it's going to be so wide. Turn your brush around. Try and scallop this and lace it in ways where it's not looking like a pattern. Keeping them straight with your horizon line, of course. And then probably here, it's going to come a bit narrow, just like that. Okay. If you have another way you love to do sun or moon reflections in the water, by all means mix it up and do it your way. You know, you can even put another tree coming over here in the foreground. It's up to you how you mix and match your paintings. That's why I like to say sometimes when I can remember, you know, mix it up a bit, change it up. Now I'm just getting rid of some of the chunky edges on some of those stamping marks there with this lightingly, because we need it to belong there. Our reflection has belongment. Okay, let's see how we're going to go with a bit of a waterline against that. Now I've just dampened the brush, wiped it on a rag, dampened it with that white, but it's very opaque. I've got a lot of water mixed with it, and I just want to mix, or not mix, get that film where it's hitting against. Is that working? Gee, it really didn't show much, did it? I'll try the other side. Let's go again. So you want some sort of... That'll do. And probably the top of the water over here. Very lightly. All right, I've got myself a small filbert brush. I've got the burnt umber there. I'm getting it watered down a bit, so it's going to transfer off my brush onto the painting a lot more easy. And we're just going to put this, some sort of bird flying. So I want to use my steady stick, and I want him over the sky area. So we'll pretty much, let's hope I don't bugger this up. We'll get a wing over there. Okay, it's looking alright. And then we want his head. Let's hope this don't run. His head there. It's a little bit on the watery side, so I'm going to pull it away. Now, yeah, we want a pretty much a wing coming up here, and pretty much a body coming out here, just like that. Now I'll fill it in. And we need a distinctive sharp beak on him, which will be down here somewhere. Okay. Now I've got to darken that up. I'll do it off camera though, but you get an idea what I'm putting there. Okay, we'll probably put, I don't know if you want to put some little birds way out here in the distance. Now the birds are in silhouette because the sun is on that side of them. So if you're looking from them from the other side, you'll see their detail, but because we're on this side, we're not going to see their detail. I very rarely put birds in my paintings, but this one needs some, I think. Probably, there we go. They've obviously scattered out of the mango bushes or whatever tree that is, or bushes on the lake, and they're going over there. That could be the mother or father saying, okay kiddies, come with me and I'll show you how to fish. Okay, now just to finish it off on this side where the opening is, this island, and the sun's over there, and to balance it off I'm going to have my jetty over here. So we need the jetty to be in perspective about there, eh? How's that? This is just going to be a freehand jetty, but a bit of a bent one I want it. Oh, actually, I could just come off the painting. Let's make it easy for ourselves. Now, if that line was there, So this line's virtually got to come there to be in perspective. If I brought it too much this way, the arrows won't point to a dot there, okay? So that's pretty much, we've mapped in a jetty. Pretty easy. Now, work out, I want some posts, rickety posts. I want one about coming right off the painting there. And the tops of these have to be reasonably in proportion with the horizon line as well. So we've got 1, 2, probably put one here, one there, and that's going to have a beam underneath it. And you know, you can even do broken up bits, like let's have a bit of an extended bit out there, like I always like to do. Just something like that. So as we got enough, I'm trying to make enough to get these posts on this side into the water. Okay, I'm just mapping it in. Now what I'm doing, I'm pulling them long ways, and with a bit of luck, while I'm doing it this way, they might create their own plank shapes doing it this way, but we'll see. So I've mapped it in, and now I'm just scratching in, get rid of that hard line on the edge there. I'm just scratching in all the timbery bits. Where's the edge of it? I need this edge here a bit more distinct. There we go. And it's just a matter of adding your lights and darks, and I want to do that before we put the side posts in, otherwise we've got to try and paint around all them. So look at your jetty, look at where the sun is, and you work out where you want your highlights. So I'm picking up a bit more of that paint with some white in it, and I want to come along the side of the jetty and highlight that, just like that, all the way along. Pick up some more of that paint tinted with white, and then I want to maybe that needs to be dry as well, sorry. Scratch in some wood with that highlighter colour. Now I've dried that, and I've picked up just some black on the same brush, and I want to put in some darker plank lines, but going on the angle of the shape. Got some darker bits here at the full, but okay, now I'm picking up just some black on there, and those posts we've got, like I had one here, so I want to put one about there. And again, dry it. If you would have to dry it to get a better result. I've just scratched some lighter values into that top deck of the jetty there, because I did darken it a bit too much. And we'll get these just mapped in. And the better, like this brush is a bit open for what I'm wanting it to do here. It doesn't quite give me a nice sharp edge that I'm looking for. So I've just picked up that little filbert I had earlier on, and we'll map in some posts for our jetty. I want them dark because they're on the shadow side of the sun, just like there. Get something across here, get something under that one, like that. And then look at your jetty, and if you feel we'll just see if it's going to look like a bit of a shadow there. It's not too bad. Better than No shadow. Let's give the jetty posts a bit of a highlight down one side. Nothing too strong, you don't want to sink them into your jetty there. And we'll grab some of the water colour we mixed up before, just to put the surface like, it's not white enough, need a bit more white, just with a touch. I've got just a touch of the orange / red gold in it, and I'm scalloping it out to make ripples within the water. So that one's about there. Sink it down. I've just got the red gold tinted to that colour on the, I found it on the palette down here, and I'm just scalloping some of this with those colours there. Then I'll probably scallop some yellow, just so it's giving surface to the water there. And we'll try some of the yellow as well, so we'll just scallop some of the yellow in with that. Gee, I tell you what, that yellow I first put on with retarder, that is still wet. And then we'll just use the yellow now to scallop everything backwards and forwards, back and forth within each other. So I've got some of the red scalloped into the yellow, and now I'm going to bring some of the yellow scalloped into the red. Alright, we'll put a signature on here and whack a frame on it. Now just remember, all my paintings are for sale. Look in the link below to find out what's available. Message me on Facebook if you want to purchase one. There's a link for my bloopers channel. Be aware that the bloopers contain mild coarse language. There's a Patreon page if you want to support my content. And also my art group page. I'll just put Steve's little footprint here. So we'll whack a frame on here and see how she looks. Yeah, look at that. That's not too shabby, eh? It's a simple but an effective beginner's painting. We've just got a jetty. You can put anything there, a boat just tied, moored down to a rock. Got some birds flying out of the grassland there, or the bushland there, and a rising sunset or a setting sunset, okay? Okay, be sure to give me the thumbs up if you like what you saw today, and tell your friends. But if you don't like what you've seen here, you tell everybody. All the best, goodbye, good luck, and good on ya!